What's up, guys? Mitchell here with the commentary today. For today's commentary, we're going to be discussing why overhyping needs to stop. Obviously, this is going to revolve around gaming. So we're going to be discussing a few very overhyped games that came out this year. Titanfall, Watch Dogs, and Destiny. Why these games were overhyped, and what led to them being disappointments. So, let's get into it. So starting off with Titanfall. The reason Titanfall was so hyped up was because it was considered the Call of Duty killer, even though it's only on 3 platforms. It was considered the next revolutionary step in gaming, even though that was never going to happen at all. But because of how overhyped it was, how much EA overhyped it to be something that it wasn't, well, they actually were pretty straightforward with it. What I mean by that is making it seem revolutionary, make it seem like something completely brand new when it really wasn't, if you catch my drift. And made people overthink things. Made them think things that weren't true. Made them so excited to the point to where they thought this was going to be the game of all time. The best game of all time. But in the end, it lacked content. It was very bare bones. Its campaign was shit. Well, if you can call it a campaign. And it died after only 2 weeks of being out. And from that point on, it was completely dead. But I still had quite a few commentaries with it on my channel. So, that's what led to Titanfall. Now, Watch Dogs, I can't remember the exact reasons it was overhyped. I don't know why. I can remember for Titanfall and Destiny, but I can't remember why Watch Dogs was overhyped. But it was overhyped to be the Messiah, to be something incredible, the next leap forward in gaming, when in reality it was just a modern-day Assassin's Creed, which is a good thing, if you want to call it a good thing. Or if you don't like Assassin's Creed, it's a bad thing. But overhyped, and it became a disappointment in the end. And the graphic downgrade, the lies about the game, all that stuff, the controversy about that only made it worse. Now, finally, Destiny. My opinion, a mediocre mess. A mediocre, unfinished project. Here's why. Actually, no, let me rephrase that. It was overhyped like hell. Why? Because everywhere you went, Activision was considering it the greatest game of all time. $500 million in development. A ton of promotion and advertisement. The game of the generation, or whatever it was called. Saying it was going to be the best thing ever. If you loved Halo, you're going to love Destiny. I hate Destiny, but I love Halo. And in the end, it was a major disappointment because, well, I'll name a few reasons. There's plenty of other reasons why, but I'll name a few. It lacked a lot of content. It felt more like a $10 million, no, not 10, yeah, a game that had $10 million in development instead of $500 million. If you think Destiny actually had $500 million put into it, I don't know what to tell you. Completely overhyped out the ass all because of Activision, and made it seem like the greatest thing of all time. And in the end, a disappointment. Which is sad considering it's Bungie. You would think it would have been great because it's Bungie, once again. But Activision probably screwed over the game by forcing Bungie to take a shitload of content out of the game at launch and turning it into DLC, which you're going to have to pay $40 for. Even though that content should have been in the game at launch, well, it wasn't because Activision. That's why. So, that's why all 3 games were overhyped. So, when it comes to overhyping, it needs to stop. It leads to disappointment. It makes people think things that are true. It makes people overthink things overall. It just leads to a lot of anger and ranting, disappointment, once again, failure, just words that just don't describe things well. Describe them disappointing, and, well, unfortunate. Anyways, that's all I had to say when it comes to overhyping games. I hope you enjoyed this commentary, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, I'm out.